I was going to post this clip about the polls and about how you should go and vote for Song of the Elves and guys how much it means for the account, but we did it anyway. You guys absolutely smashed it. The yeses were outstanding. I knew because I could see the poll results that it was going to pass the second I went to that booth. But guys, it feels sensational and I'm so excited for it. I'm excited for Song of the Elves and I hope you guys can share that with me. What a truly outstanding way to start the episode. Welcome back to episode 10 of the TirannwnOnly Ultimate Ironman, guys. Evil Bob here, taking a snooze, I fed him a fish, and we are now 4 more of these events away from our level 25 fishing. We're getting so close, and we might be able to start using that fishing bait real soon. So at the moment, we're out here, we're killing wizards, and we're almost done. I'll bury these few bones, and I'm going to tick over to level 45 prayer. Guys, this level is huge. It's the last prayer level that we need for the account. Well, the last major one anyway, as it gives us Mystic Might, and it's what we're going to use to be fighting Zora. We also now have enough runes that we've built up that we can start training our magic level to 40, and then we can start teleporting to our player-owned house and training our construction and herblore. We'll finally be able to free up some invent space. So let's go sell off these runes and see how much cash we made. Just selling off the last of the runes, and it's actually looking pretty decent. The cash stack's almost at 20k, probably the best amount of money we've had ever. It's looking fantastic and I'm loving it. In the spirit of clearing out invent space though, we're going to head over to the Tyras guards, try and make a bit more cash, clear out some runes, and gain those much needed magic levels. Yo, check that. Oh, guys, that feels fantastic. Oh my god, look at it. That's a rare drop, and that's one of the biggest drops that we've been chasing for the account. That leaves us just with the green D'hide Vambraces to go, but oh my god, look at it. The Rune Full Helm. That is our best helmet. It's what we use to fight Zora. It's what we're going to use up until the Serpentine Helm. Yeah, I'm so happy to have that. I'm just happy to have it so early on. My god, that feels so good to have. So we just about ran out of runes from the Tyras guards and no other really notable drops from the guys. But we came back here just to slap this patch out and bam, level 5 farming. That's what we're after. We're slowly climbing our way up to level 27 and I'm trying to keep these rankings as consistent as possible just so we can keep those levels steady and keep up a steady slope of experience. So I tried to get enough splashing gear that we could start splashing weakness or curse. Unfortunately it didn't work out because I sold the Addy plate legs and the steel plate body last episode. But that doesn't matter. These rabbits, I'm actually using them as a source of both ranged, prayer, and magic experience. I weaken them, I kill them, I bury the bones, rinse and repeat. It shouldn't take too long. We're actually getting some pretty steady experience from these guys, and honestly it's much better than I thought it was going to be, so I'll come back to you when we hit level 40. So I forgot to record earlier, but we just hit level 40 magic. So we also ran out of earth and water runes earlier, so we came over here. I just started alching a few nature runes. It's a bit of cash, and honestly I didn't have to use too many. But this level is massive. Now we can head out, we can buy a house, and we can finally teleport to it and start our construction grind. Here we are settling back into what I'm assuming will be our new home for the next little while. So we've just obtained our player-owned house, we've just obtained level 40 magic and the runes we need to teleport back to it. So how are we going to train construction exactly? Well, let me show you. As I mentioned back in some of the earlier episodes, we'd be killing these paladins, Sir Jero, Sir Harry and Sir Carl. Now these guys are crucial for the Underground Pass quest, as they drop the paladin badges that you need to put in the well with the unicorn horn to access the maze. Now besides the paladin badges, these guys have a little bit of a weird drop table. Now as they're paladins, you'd assume they'd have that same drop table, which they do, but they don't. So their drop table is pretty much the same with a few differences such as rarities of drops, and unfortunately they don't drop the uncut diamond as a very rare drop. But they do keep the iron bars, and they also have an uncommon steel bar drop, and as you guess, we need that steel bar to build the kitchen sink within the house. On top of this, we also want the iron bars that these guys drop. We're going to use those iron bars to create exit portals. Now from my calculations, it should only take 4 exit portals to go from level 1 to level 5 construction, which means we only need 40 iron bars, and at the common drop rate that really shouldn't take too long, I don't think. Once we hit level 5, we'll use the limestone found in northern Tirannwn to build decorative rocks to level 7, which then, you guessed it, will build those kitchen sinks. After those kitchen sinks are built, we can then finally use that to fill up our vials of water, and we can start our herblore method. And after we hit level 5 for those decorative rocks, that's our main method as discussed in the last video on how to train construction. So it'll all fall into place, and the key to it are these iron and steel bar drops from these paladins in the Underground Pass. Okay, so the paladin kills were actually taking quite a while. I think I got through about 20 or so of the guys, and they just weren't dropping the iron bar. I don't even know if it is a drop. It says it is on the table, so I think I'm going to go have to test it on another account. But for now, I'm going to buy back my bow and arrow and my steel arrows, and I'm going to go to Tyras Guards and try and get the green D'hide Vambrace drop. That way I'll have increased range strength and increased range attack bonus, and hopefully we'll get the paladin kills just a little bit faster. Hold up a second, hold up. Check out this drop that I just received. 5 death runes. I just received these from the Tyras Guards. Now if we take a look at their drop table, this drop isn't listed anywhere. Now I thought the only way I could obtain death runes was from the rare drop table or from Zora itself. But I would have liked to obtain them earlier so that I could use Iban's Blast to actually fight Zora. This drop right here is game changing. Now I've only killed a handful of Tyras Guards, and I'd like to consider myself pretty lucky in terms of the drops. But I haven't received any pieces of green D'hide, let alone the green D'hide Vambraces. I think the drop tables for these guys on the wiki might be way off book and way off what we expected. So I'm actually going to jump on one of the unrestricted worlds, and I'm going to do a handful of kills on the Tyras Guards and suss out what kind of drops we're getting. Because if these death rune drops are common or uncommon and I can start farming them, this could change the game. This could make everything so much easier for Zora and for mage training. So let's go check it out. So as I said, I went over to one of the unrestricted worlds and I geared up in full mage gear as Tyras Guards are weak to mage attacks, and I went and started farming them and testing out what kind of drops we're looking at. Now all up I killed roughly 500 Tyras Guards, and I hit every single drop on their drop table, with the exception of the green D'hide and the herbs. Now if you look on the wiki, these guys drop an entire table of already cleaned herbs, and they drop all the pieces necessary to make a green D'hide set. Now I had believed this, and when I was theory crafting for the account, I had looked at it and I'd assumed it was 100% correct, because you know, they wouldn't have put the drops on there if someone hadn't received them before. But these are listed as uncommon to common drops, and I did not receive one in all of my kills. I even hit the rare drops and the rare drop table a number of times, more than I probably should have. I think I was above the drop rate. It was also nice to find that they drop a healthy supply of chaos runes for down the line magic training. On top of this, I did start to get a nice collection of these death runes. Now I think at the rate they were dropping them, it was enough to call them an uncommon or a rare drop, so it becomes a completely viable method. After I get the crystal bow, or after I get a decent mage level and a nice stash of runes, I can come back here and I can farm these guys. I can farm them for those death rune drops, and that's going to be massive for killing Zora. It actually gives me the chance to use Iban's Blast. On the flip side, the bad news about this is that I can no longer receive the green D'hide Vambraces. These were key to my range attack bonus, as they're some of the best I can receive until I get my hunter level up. I was planning to use these to kill Zora, as I didn't want to have to wait for the hunter grind to start killing Zora and collecting its resources. This is made even worse by the fact that I have not received a genie or a skill book over the last week and a half. I have gone completely dry, and I have the worst possible random event luck I could imagine. It's really not looking good for me in terms of the hunter grind, and it's just getting worse in terms of gear that I can get. It's fantastic that I can get these death runes, but I don't have any solid mage armor that I can use against Zora. So I think I'm going to have to take a step back and get into a lot of theory crafting and trying to understand the depth of these drop tables. I didn't even think about checking these drop tables, let alone on the unrestricted worlds, until Statistically Challenged had brought it up in the comments section of my previous video. Now I'm going to have to start using this quite a bit. I know there's already a video out there for 1000 elf kills. I know drops like from the ogres are pretty set standard, but the paladins and the Tyras guards, I'm going to have to really research the extent of their tables. I might find myself going through most of the underground pass even, and trying out the different monsters and seeing if there are any drops that haven't been recorded before. You know, I know the wiki was never foolproof, and I know the wiki was just recorded data, but I didn't think it could be this far off from the reality of the situation. So I think we have a lot of research to do and a lot of experimenting to do in terms of these drop tables and in terms of what else we can find in Tirannwn. So unfortunately, after this whole Tyras guard debacle, I'm back here in Lita, and I think I'm going to have to get rid of these Eye of Newts. You know, these paladins just aren't dropping the bars that I need and the resources I need to get the construction grind underway. And with this whole drop table revelation, I just need to take a step back. These Eye of Newts, I'll get them back, it'll be okay. You know, I need 300 plus more anyway for the herblore grind. So I think just for inventory space sake, we're going to have to sell them and we're going to have to get rid of them. It hurts, it really does, because I had every intention of making them into potions, but things just didn't work out and we're just going to need the space in the inventory over anything else. So we're selling them off and we'll have to get them back some other time. So I'm currently off and I'm killing some of these Tyras guards and I'm testing their drops, but in the meantime, I need to do something else. So I figured, why not, let's get cracking at this fletching grind. It's about time, and I think we need to start making some money and building it up for the crystal bow. We are going for 70 range very soon, and we're progressively getting there. And once I hit that level, I want to be able to buy that bow straight away, as it's going to make massive differences for the account, and it's just going to bring money in on its own. Hey, that's what we're after. Oh no, it's a Prison Pete. I'm sorry, I don't want you anymore, mister. And bam, level 61 woodcutting. Now it's not of a whole lot of use to us, except I believe it will allow us to use the crystal axe when it's released. I mean, we needed level 70 for Prifddinas anyway, but the idea is there. The bigger thing about this level is we've now hit level 700 total level. We're getting even closer to 1000, and once we get the combat grinds underway, look, it'll be no problem at all. 1000 total level incoming. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to try and end the video here. It's a bit of a shorter one, but when I started this video, I had no idea it was going to end up where it is. You know, I thought I'd go get the 40 mage, I'd go out, I'd buy the house, I'd come back, I'd get the iron bar drops that I needed to build exit portals, and then I'd just go and do the construction grind onto the herblore grind. It'd be sweet, we'd be smooth sailing. But in the end, I just couldn't get the drops from those paladins, no matter how hard I tried. So I think it's back to the drawing board on it, and we're probably going to have to wait until we get the crystal bow or some better ranged weaponry to start killing those guys efficiently. So unfortunately, we did have to sacrifice those Eye of Newts, but we're going to need 300 plus more anyways down the line. So really, the 5 of them now, it's not worth it. We need that invent space over anything else. Next week's video, I'm hoping, should be a bit more beefy and a bit more content filled than this one. However, I am currently working full time just before I leave. Next Friday is my last day at my job, and I'm so excited for it and so ready to start this YouTube full time. But unfortunately, until then, I am currently full time in the middle of a big project, and I'm just trying to fit RuneScape and recording videos in where I can. So I'm trying to pump this content out to you guys as quick as I can, but also actually give you something informationful and worth watching. You know, I don't want to waste your time with it. I want to give you quality content, and I hope I've delivered that with this video. I'd also like to add that we're only 500 subs away from 20k. You guys have been absolutely insane in smashing that subscribe button, and please, if you see this and you made it this far and you're not subscribed, go down below and do it. I also made a community post regarding the new upload schedule and my 20k sub Q&A. If you guys have any questions you want answered, literally anything, pop them in the comments down below or head over to that community post and I will be answering majority of the questions, if not all, that were asked. I'll be filming it soon and I have a few big announcements, so guys, stay tuned for that one and stay tuned for episode 11 coming out next week. I love you guys so much. Thank you for the support. I'm sorry if this one wasn't what we expected. I can guarantee this is not what I expected and it's nowhere near where I thought we were going to end up, but We get what we give it and we make it work, and I believe that's the restricted Ironman way. So I can't wait to see you guys next time. Cheers. And for anyone that noticed the cheeky skills that we've been training in secret, keep an eye out for the next video.